So how does one build muscle mass with fruits and veggies and no animal protein, no high protein diets? I'm going to share with you what I know. I've always loved bodybuilding. I'm not a professional bodybuilder by any means, but I've always been involved in bodybuilding. Even to this day, I would never miss a workout because the way it makes me feel. So when I was younger, I always was determined to build as much muscle mass as possible. And due to that hard work, I maintain muscle mass to this day very easily, meaning that just maintaining my muscle mass requires very little exercise. But I know a thing or two about going through building muscle from my experience only. So I'm going to share with you because a lot of people get confused. If you notice that the people who follow the conventional way of training or who follow those gurus or fitness gurus, is that they don't tend to change year by year. They look the same year after year, meaning that the people who follow them. So what happens when you go to the gym, you make a lot of muscle gains initially for the first year, and after that it stops and it never improves. Okay, and there's a reason for that. It's because you're overtraining, you're training too much, you're not eating correctly, you're not allowing proper recovery, and this will always mean that you will stay where you always are. There's only a certain amount of muscle you can build naturally, but still. Okay, so if you follow the conventional way, my point is you will gain muscle mass and you feel great, especially if you're young. And then after that, your gains are going to plateau, and then you're going to get frustrated. And over a period of time, over years, you're going to end up quitting, like most people do. However, if you follow what I'm trying to teach you right here, you will always be gaining muscle mass up to a certain point to your genetic ability or capacity, okay, which is quite a bit. You won't be like as big as those bodybuilders on enhancing products, but you'll be fit and big enough, and it will always remain with you. Even when you stop training, the foundation will always be there. So the key is first train properly. And how do you train properly? You need to train to the point where muscle failure, meaning that you pick up a weight and let's say the weight allows you to do 10 reps, you do 11 reps. Basically, you force the 11 rep, and that's muscle failure. Most people, when they train, they think they're going to failure, but they're not really going to failure. You can go beyond that, but every workout you should do your best to go as hard as possible, and you should record your numbers, your reps, your sets, etc. And if you do things correctly, you should see gains on a consistent basis. In terms of numbers, your strength should increase. If you don't see it increasing, it means that you're overtraining, you're doing too many exercises, and you need to add more rest days in between. That's a proven fact. You see that eventually you reach a point where you're working once every 2 weeks, but the gains will be productive, meaning that you see your gains. Okay, so train correctly. You don't need more than two, 3 exercises per exercise, per body part. Sorry, and you don't need more than 2 to 3 sets. That's more than enough. If you train hard enough, that's plenty. It's very different than cardio, so don't confuse the two. You want to use compound exercises like the bench press, the squat, etc. These are very important. These will build the maximum amount of muscle and minimize the amount of energy spent so you can recover faster. Okay, so don't go and lift bicep curls when you have no biceps. Rather, do some bent over rows. Number 2, increase calories. So consume enough calories to build up muscle mass. It's not a whole lot. The math is rather simple. You just take 10, the number 10 times your body weight in pounds. That's your basic average weight or maintenance weight. If you want to gain a little muscle mass, times that by 12 or 15, and that's more than enough. And as you get bigger and stronger and heavier, then you adjust the numbers. But don't overdo it, otherwise you gain a lot of body fat. And that's how simple it is. You want to eat a lot of dark green veggies, full of mineral and vitamins you need, okay, full of protein, amino acids. You want to have fruits like coconut, dates, avocados, berries, anything that's dense, nutrient dense, durians, anything will provide all the fats and all the calories you need. Consume that. You can make use of nut milks if they're prepared properly. Don't buy the ones in the store, make your own. They'll add the extra weight for you, okay? And then, so you got the exercising, you got the calories. Now we're going to make sure you recover, and so you need to use herbs like lymphatic herbs to help clean the body out. The cleavers is good, poke, red root. These flush out the waste build up from the exercising. If you don't clean out the waste out, the body has a hard time recovering and will have a hard time gaining muscle mass. So your goal always is to recover. What can you do to speed up recovery? Use nettle seed, use kidney herbs to flush out the kidneys and get rid of the waste build up in your body. And you want to use lymphatic herbs and kidney herbs. Very important. This will accelerate the healing. So that we cover the recovery. If you don't recover, you cannot gain muscle mass. That's why when you go back to the gym and you haven't recovered, you are doing yourself a disservice because you are making things a lot worse. You're destroying the muscle even further, even though it has not fully recovered. I read a study somewhere, I don't know where, it was back in my university days, that can take up to 12 to 16 weeks to fully recover from a workout. Like fully recover from a workout. And we go to the gym 2, 3 times a week, and you're not allowing full recovery. So what happens? You don't gain muscle mass. Just something for you to think about. And number 3, de-stress the body, sleep properly, take some naps if you can, pray, meditate, do all these things to accelerate the healing process. The more you relax, the faster the recovery. You can go out to take some walks, swim in ocean and lakes, get some sunshine, etc., etc. Is go in the sauna. So many things you can do to accelerate your healing. So you got the diet, you got the exercises, you got the recovery, and now a little bit of time, and you're going to see that you will make consistent gains, if not in size, in strength, which is an indication that you will be gaining muscle mass along the line, and you will, if you do this correctly, you will build a foundation that, especially if you are young, you will carry for the rest of your life. The harder you do it, or the sooner you do it, your foundation will be solid. It will never go away. You will have that structure of nice shoulders, big back for the males. And females too, you have that solid physique, and it will never leave you. Even when you quit, when you go back, the muscle memory to come back. So if you want to learn all this very simply, I have nothing to sell you here. I will give you the free book. Just request it on my website, and you get a free book for your muscle building, and approve it. And do the work I say, and see the results, and compare it to what you have been doing. And you see it like night and day. You don't have to believe me. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to test it and see, because there are some people out there who have fantastic bodies and they're influencers. You can't compete with that. But at the same time, they're on a different level and they're doing something entirely different. And some of them are not even telling you the truth. Okay? You don't need animal products in your diet because, again, I read a study, a German study, years in university, that's 20 years ago, and it was hidden and it was, when I say hidden, I mean it was actually in a microfiche. So I had to fish it out, and I read it, and it was saying something like, you should not take more than 20 grams of protein in a day. Anything more than that is a waste. And which runs true of what my philosophy is. You don't need more than 5% protein in the diet. Like, meaning that don't supplement your diet. You don't need extra protein in your diet. Anything extra is a burden on the kidneys, and you start to get joint pains, colon problems, kidney problems. You don't want that. It will happen to you eventually if you ignore what I'm saying and you do the way the people are advising you, the high protein. Wait and see and watch your own body. In a matter of years, you're going to get joint pains. You're going to get issues arising. It's from the high protein. I'm sorry, but it's a big business, so I'll probably get a lot of hate for that. But I'm telling you the truth, as I would tell my brother and sister. I have nothing to prove here to you. But if you follow these steps and you stick to it, you're going to see changes that you will love, and you appreciate what I'm saying, and you realize that I'm telling the truth.